Hello and welcome, folks, to another episode of Ontario Permaculture. I'm Misty Murph'Ariens.
And I'm Bryce Murph'Ariens. In this episode, we're very excited to talk to you about permaculture approaches to mitigating wind and snow on your property.
When we first purchased this property, everything you see behind you was not here. It was all open field, and it was right next to a big farmer's field. So in the wintertime, where we get quite a strong prevailing wind coming out of the west, we had the entire western fields worth of snow coming and stopping right in front of our dwelling place because we didn't have any fences or shrubs or anything. The wind would blow and it would pile the snow right up into our driveway and in front of the house. That was no good.
The snow would actually block our entire driveway from the inside, so we more or less couldn't access it unless we climbed over this giant snowbank.
Or did a lot of digging. So over the years, we have developed the garden to control the wind a little bit better.
So I'm standing right now where just about 2 weeks ago there was snow all the way up to my shoulders. And about a month before that there was snow as deep as my head, just a few feet further back from this. Now this is actually a great improvement to have all of this snow right here because, as I say, it used to go all the way out into our driveway, more or less block everything up and make it difficult to move around. But what we've done through the usage of the installation of the food forest right here where it is, just outside of our house, and the fences, which form a part of the food forest itself and provide a barrier on the western side of our property, between these two systems, all of the snow that used to accumulate and pile up in awkward places and where we didn't want it, now it more or less piles up through our food forest. It essentially comes around our house, forms this sort of buffer zone, this hollow zone right at our patio, and puts all of the snow back behind these fences so that it comes more or less all the way to about the well in the middle of the food forest, leaving the western side of the food forest deeply covered in snow, but the eastern side of the food forest more or less uncovered, and our driveway almost entirely uncovered. Now this is a huge benefit both for the control of the snow and also for the benefit of the food forest itself.
That's right. So you might not think it would be a good thing to have 6 feet of snow on your garden where you'd really rather be gardening. And that's true. If we owned more property to the west, we might do even more of these fences and slow the wind and snow a little bit further. But the benefit that we have noticed from this is it slows down the thawing in the spring. Now, I don't know about where you are, but here in Ontario, we have lots of false springs where the winter seems to fade away and we get almost summer-like weather, in some cases actual summer-like weather, but there are still more frosts and sometimes even whole blizzards to come. So sometimes the more tender plants get tricked into opening up and blooming and even getting to the pollinating phase, and then we'll have a really cold snap and that will kill all the flowers, and of course if it kills the flowers then you don't get any fruit from it. So the benefit of the snow being on here is it slows that drastic change and of course puts all the water from the snow into the gardens where we really want it, so that the paths are dry but the gardens are really well watered as we come on to the warmer weather.
And not just the water, but also all of the nutrients that are accumulated in the snow, the dust that is picked up off of the field and clung to that snow all winter. All of this is deposited in the food forest, so this serves as an increased benefit that all of the nutrients that come off of this snow linger in our food forest and stay right there instead of going, across the property.
So let's have a look at what this area looked like just a few weeks ago.
We'll start our tour 6 feet above the ground in our kitchen garden. It seems a bit like magic to be standing on nothing but snowflakes and air. The first thing we did when beginning our food forest was start with the trees. It's important to select hardy species that are going to be able to handle both the wind and the snow load you're expecting to get. We began with sea buckthorn and hazelnut, hardy choices, as well as apple, plum, and pear. The trees are within the fence area, and the fences themselves contain other shrubs, such as alpine and black currant, as well as thornless blackberry.
You're cute. You're cute. Hello.
We planted the trees in a staggered pattern, such that the wind that passed through the first set of trees would come to the next set of trees. Here you can see the snow just blowing around the house because of all of these accumulated effects. Ultimately, this leaves a very clear wind tunnel right beside our house. You can really feel the effect of the wind, especially as you move between the trees. difference becomes noticeable even behind just one tree. Once it's established, the snowbank itself does most of the work, creating an even better snow collector than the trees and the fences do.
That's wind protection for you. Meanwhile, out here, I'm getting buffeted.
The shape of the fences is also important. Thinner spaces do a greater job at preventing wind penetration. As well, stylistically, we've simulated sort of a brush approach, using thinner arborvitae branches as rays in our fences. You can also see the sea buckthorn plants growing right through the fences here. Altogether, this helps push the wind up and over, rather than just having it blow through the fences.
So as you can probably see, snow is a persistent issue here in Ontario. Here, even into May, we still have to deal with it sometimes. It's an issue that costs municipalities and townships millions of dollars every year in maintenance, and with just a little bit of a forethought, we could probably control a significant amount of that spending with some good planning and with some natural spaces.
Thanks for watching, folks.
It's been a real pleasure having you with us today. Thank you for joining us as we describe the permaculture processes for helping to control wind and weather and collect the snow on your property.
And thank you so much to all of our viewers, our subscribers, our Patreon patrons. We really appreciate how you contribute to us, and we look forward to bringing you more excellent content for your value.
Also, our GoFundMe funders, we're very, very grateful for you. If you'd like to participate in any of that, to join our GoFundMe or to join our friends on Patreon, please feel free to follow the links down below. If you want to continue to support that, another good way to do that is to click the like button and to share this with your friends so that the word gets around.
And with that, we hope that all of your spring planting goes marvelously, and we'll see you in another video.
May all of your permaculture pursuits be successful. Mwah.
When we first purchased our property,
I like that though. When we first purchased our prophecy, it was meant to be.
we did purchase a prophecy, did we not?
So,
Okay.
back to it. Yeah. That's the namaste clap.
That's right. And with that, we hope that all of your spring planting goes marvelous.
I like it. Take it again. No, that was good.
Nice job, Stagey. Nice job.